Hello and welcome back to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. We have here tonight the regular season finale here at the Iowa Speedway for the Underdog Racing's Xfinity Series. So going to be a lot on the line here tonight. I want to give a special shout out to the sponsor who helped makes it happen here at the Underdog Racing League, and that is Ultimate Siding and Gutters LLC. Our customers say we're the best in the business. We specialize in residential and commercial construction. We've been in business for over 15 years, and we only use the best materials and are dedicated to completing each project in a timely manner. There's nothing more important than to have a house to call a home. So make sure you go check out Ultimate Siding and Gutter LLC, as they are the sponsor here at the Underdog Racing League. As tonight's the regular season finale before we head off into playoff action and to see who will be our champion later this season. But we're here tonight to decide who will be those 10 drivers fighting for that championship here tonight at the Iowa Speedway. I'm Zach Alp in the booth. Joined alongside me is Carl Pooler, and we have Robert Moyer Jr. up top running the cameras here as always at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Back here again on a Wednesday night. Carl, man, this is the regular season finale. A lot on the line for a lot of drivers out there.
This is going to be exciting, Zach. You know, last week we're at Pocono, really long track. You know, strategy played a huge part in that. And here we are back in Iowa, 0.875 miles long. It's a short track. It's flat. I think there's going to be a lot of bumping and banging. I think there's maybe some hurt feelings at the end of tonight.
There very well could be. This track known to race like a bigger racetrack, but also have short track tendencies too, as it's just under a mile. So gonna be fun to watch all that battle going down tonight. But we can say Jason Finsler, he is our regular season champion, so shout out to him for winning that. He locked that up here coming into the night. James Loveland, he's gonna be locked in going to the points. Trevor Earhart and Robert Rader, so those 4 drivers already locked up, but we have 6 drivers on the cut. Justice Murphy there is our 5th place man in points. He's 42 to the good. 6 will be Nick Alves, 37 to the good. Walterman in the 99 is going to be 35 points to the good. Kevin Orlando Jr. is going to be 31. Matt Job's going to be 24. And then into the 10th position, 9 points above the cut line from being knocked out of these playoffs, is Christopher Height. So it's a lot of competition still to go down tonight, as really there's about 10 drivers that could swap in and out of this whole playoff system.
And we have 2 stages. The first stage ends at 30 laps. The second stage ends at 70 laps. This is going to be intense because stage points are going to be very important for those cars and drivers on the cut line. I don't think strategy is going to be as important, but tires and being able to handle the track. I think it's going to be fun to watch, Zach. I don't know about you, but I'm excited.
Definitely excited, Carl. That is one thing for sure. As we got about 2 minutes left here to go in practice before we head off into qualifying to see where these drivers are going to start tonight here at the Iowa Speedway. And like you said, stage points going to be so critical because, you know, for that first stage, technically, you know, Justice Murphy, someone like that, Nick Alves, Walterman, they have about a 35, 37, 40, 42-point gap. If they get some decent stage points there, they could very well push themselves into that locked-in zone. So that's where they're going to be gunning to get to with these stage points. It's going to be fun to watch as the timer clicks out here in practice. Looks like Jason Kinsler, our fastest man, James Loveland, who was on that 2-race win streak, broke that up last week at Pocono as Jason Kinsler broke back into victory lane. It's going to be fun to watch those two go to battle again here.
You know, on top of that, let's do the flip side of the coin. Let's talk about Matt Jobe, Christopher Heights. Sean Huffstutler, no, he's had speed, but he's below the cut line, 9 points. Ray Lane, we talked about him, and that's almost Cinderella finish of his. He's only 18 points. There's going to be a lot of shoving and a lot of people wanting the win to maybe get them through to that next layer of the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of drivers are going to be looking for that big victory here tonight to do what they need to get into the playoffs. It's going to be fun to watch. Thank you all for tuning here, as always, on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. And if you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up button, that share button to let all your friends and family know about Freaky Fast Broadcasting. And if you haven't yet, also make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can be notified each and every time we go live with that bell notification button right beside it. So multiple things there you can be doing here in this practice session as we get ready to head off into qualifying. Final seconds here, as we'll have to see who can put down the fastest time tonight. Qualifying, very important short tracks. We'll have to see how it works out for these drivers.
And as we just watched them kind of, at the white flag, take it there, you see Ringer there in the 76, the third fastest time. He is not a playoff driver, so he's just racing for wins at this point. How much, Zach, are those non-playoff drivers going to really play into a factor the rest of this race?
Oh, it's going to be a huge, huge factor, you know, to really how their positions play out. If someone like Brad Ringer here comes out and spoils and takes stage points away from somebody, that could be the points they need to push themselves into the playoffs. So right now, Brad Ringer trying to be that big spoiler here tonight. And I tell you what, he's been quick before throughout the season, just hasn't had these starts really to have a chance for making those playoffs. So we'll have to see what he can produce tonight in that 76 machine.
And that's going to be really fun to watch. You know, you have all these cars. You have playoff cars, non-playoff cars. Tires are going to be a big factor. And how aggressive can you be at this track, Zach, and, you know, balance that line between aggression and just being conservative, getting to that final stage? Because that's where the points are made. That's where the race is won. So there's going to be a lot of people going to try and be patient versus people trying to push their way to the front.
That they are going to have to manage those tires through this track. Very harsh on the tires right now. The first few times, though, coming in from our qualifying times, looks like Robert Rayer there, one of the drivers who is locked in to our playoffs here in that 4th position in points. So he's no worries tonight. He's going to be in the playoffs starting next week. But we got some other drivers like Matt Jobe. Look at that. He came here tonight, 24 points to the good, needing a good race. He's going to put himself up on 3rd on the board. As now Brad Ringer, like we were talking about him, he may play spoiler. He jumps up to 2nd as the times keep falling in here in this qualifying session.
And then Christopher Heights there in 4th. We saw him win Daytona. It was a complete surprise for him. He even admitted it. But it's interesting. He's in I'm sorry, he's in the playoffs as well, but 9 points above. I think early in a really high starting place could be important for him, but also that aggression level. Will he be quiet and try and, you know, settle in, or is he going to go for those stage points and really hope to get and acquire those points, get him through the playoffs?
Right now, Walterman up to 3rd there in the 99 machine. He's a very, very good short track racer in that 99 machine, so he's looking to do good here tonight. He comes in 7th in points, 35 points to the good, so trying to get everything out of it. The big drivers we're going to have to watch out for, though, tonight. Sean Huffstutler came closest to the line, but he is not here. I believe Ray Lane is here, so Ray Lane, 18 points, is our first driver here tonight that has a chance to make it through. Parker Johnston there, 21 points back. He's right now sitting 17th on the board. You got David Boyle also out there tonight, sitting 14th on the board at the moment, and Grant Thorpe there in the 77 machine. So he's 33 points out. So got a lot of close competitors there right now yet to put down times.
And then you have Loveland there in 1st with a 24.01. He's 2nd place plus 131. He's already locked in, but you know he's wanted to add a cushion to that and maybe add one more trophy to his trophy case.
And that he is up on top of the board, so we'll have to see if anybody else has anything for him right now. the man who led practice. Major issues for him in qualifying. Did not get the time, probably. Jason Finsler, our regular season champion, wanted. He's looking to be starting in the 11th right now, slotted 12th as Orlando Jr. hops up above him.
This is going to be fun to watch. Fensler back there, we all know he's fast. He's won plenty of races. He's locked in. How aggressive is he going to be, Zach, trying to get up to the front, or is he just going to want to try and finish the race?
I think tonight, if it's smart for him, most likely not to build any enemies. He's locked in. Don't do anything outside of his comfort zone to try to go through the field. We know he's got the pace. He was fastest in practice. Just probably had not the greatest qualifying lap for himself there. So he's going to have to try to bounce back from that. We've seen him do it before. So I would not put it past that number 5 machine is well, the last minute here of qualifying continues to tick away. No drivers on the track right now other than Peyton Presley, and I believe he's just continuing to run some laps. So definitely looking like our board may stay the way it is at the moment.
And this is going to be fun to watch. A speedway, the race is like a short track, playoff atmosphere. I'm excited for this tire wear. And then you have fast cars like Jason starting in the back there. So this is going to be really fun to watch, and I'm excited for it.
Iowa Speedway, the season finale here at the Underdog Racing League, brought to you by Ultimate Siding and Gutter LLC. It's going to be a special one here as the time continues to click away. We're almost near 10 seconds left in this qualifying session, so we can almost crown James Loveland the pole setter as he's looking to build some more momentum after winning that back-to-back races before last week at Pocono. Winning back-to-back races, he's coming in here looking very, very strong, trying to build a good playoff resume. As that is it, qualifying has come to an end, and we'll be looking to bring our qualifying results up here in the next few moments as James Loveland was able to take hold of the field here and get himself on that pole position. There it is, qualifying results. James Loveland going to start from that pole position. Alongside him is going to be Robert Rader in the 53. Third is going to go to Trevor Earhart in that 25 machine. Fourth is going to be Brad Ringer. Fifth is going to go to Dylan Walterman. Sixth going to be Cody Dorsey in the 84. Seventh's going to go to Matt Job. Eighth's going to be Ray Lane. Ninth's going to be Christopher Heights. And rounding our top 10 is going to be Justice Murphy. As you look back through the rest of the grid there, Orlando Jr. 11th, Finsler in 12th, Grant Thorpe in 13th, Peyton Presley, David Boyle, Parker Johnston back in 17th is one big one that needs to get up the field there as he's trying to get into the playoffs. A lot of notable drivers from the top 10 on back trying to move forward to get themselves in a playoff position here in the regular season finale.
And that just adds to the mixture. We mentioned Jason kind of starting towards the back, and then you have Parker Johnson. Didn't put down a time, which is interesting because he definitely needs those points, being 21 back behind the cut line going into this race. So I think there's going to be some urgency for some of these drivers in the back to try and make them make their way through the front.
Definitely so. Johnston is one normally to start out back, so I feel like maybe that is his comfort zone. Start out back, work his way slowly and methodically through the field, but we'll have to see how it works out for him here as we wait for the rest of the field to grid up here on pit road and pull off to start tonight's 120 laps here at the Iowa Speedway. Remember, stage 1 is at lap 30, stage number 2 at lap 70. Then we'll have a 50-lap shootout down to the end of this race. It's going to be fun to watch here at Iowa. One of my favorite tracks. This track can be very, very racy. We'll have to see which line comes in quickly because, it can be all over the place from here. 1 and 2, you can really run, top to top, really the middle, the bottom. The top's got very harsh bumps, but that 3 and 4 corner, you can run from that yellow line up to the wall. So we'll have to see where they make speed tonight.
I think what's going to dictate that, Zach, is the tire wear. This track is pretty brutal on tires. It's really fast, really racy, like you mentioned. I think tire management is going to play a huge factor in this. Yeah, finding the right line will help, but you think you really need to have those tires last the entire run.
As we continue to pace here, we'll have one more lap before we get ready to take the green flag. The out front there, James Loveland leading the field. What a night it is here to close out the regular season at the Underdog Racing League. And man, it's going to be so fun. The Xfinity cars have brought a new spin to everything this season after we moved from the trucks to these Xfinity cars. Now we'll have to see what playoffs can add to it because we did not get, or we did get playoffs, but just, the playoffs were definitely a little different last season. So going to have to see how these playoffs play off. It's James Loveland going to try to carry some more momentum into that, as last season he had a tough time in the playoffs.
And then look at Robert Rader there in the 53 starting outside. I think he wants a little more momentum too. All these top cars are all locked in, but they really looking for the momentum as we come out of turn 4, head into the green flag.
That we are looking for the pace car to take the hard left-hand down turn down pit road. Here is our field tonight. Waiting for the flagman to wave the green flag, and there it is. As you see, waving that flag, the field heads down to turn 1 with James Loveland leading the way. Robert Rader there on the outside trying to fight hard at 53. He's going to take the lead possibly here off of 2.
And we were talking that 76 of Brad Ringer. He's on the outside. He's moved into the 30. He's making that outside line work, trying to get around the 56 of James Loveland. He's not a playoff driver, so him soaking up those stage points, maybe the race win, could really shake up the playoff field.
That is good. Matt Job there slotting in back here in the 89 machine. He's trying to go forward with Cody Dorsey behind him. Ray Lane, another driver trying to go forward, trying to get into the point situation there. He's 18 back entering tonight, so the closest driver entering tonight to make the playoffs is that number 44. We'll have to see how he can work his way through the field. We've seen a lot of speed out of him throughout the season.
Definitely, and going through this field, they're looking like they're trying to get out there as the 84 gets kind of outside there on the wall, but the 99 going inside of the 25 going into 3. This could be really interesting.
That it could be Walterman in the 99 trying to work his way past Earhart. Doesn't have the power off of 4 to get it done. We'll hop on board with him. We'll see this battle here as you take a lap around here. Iowa down in the 1 and 2. Going to run over the bumps, get the good run down here in the 3 and 4, and 3 and 4. You're going to see a wide variety of different lines. Right now, everybody looking to take that bottom lane, but look at this. Walterman, he says, I'm going to search up for the grip and try to make the run off the top here in this 99.
And if a couple cars back, we have to see Jason Fensler in the 5 just storming his way, going on the inside of the 44 car into turn 1, really creeping up, really catching on this front pack really fast. This is really fun to watch.
Jason Fensler already strongly moving up there. As you see that yellow car coming into our picture there. He's worked himself already up into the 6th position from 12th. I mean, he's went through half the positions that were ahead of him. He's made up 6th now. We'll have to see what he can continue to do, as he was the fastest man in our practice session. He's looking to get up there pretty quick.
And the car behind him, Christopher Heights, kind of settling out. But the 84 of Cody Dorsey started 6th, fell back to 10th. I don't know if he just got a bad start, if he's just getting a bad line, but he's just falling back as we watch Kevin Orlando Jr. trying to get inside of the 89 of Matt Job.
And we're watching all these battles happen here on the front straightaway down into 1. This track really putting on a good show here already, showing you can run different lines, make passes, you can get the maneuvers done. As right now we run single file on this back straightaway with Cody Dorsey there, trying to put the pressure on Justice Murphy in the 9. He's got the 11 of Peyton Presley there directly behind.
And here we are, Peyton Presley in the number 11. He's going to the inside of the 84. He's trying to make his way up as well, getting behind the 9. Do you think 1 and 2 would be harder on the tires than 3 and 4 the way they're spanning out, or is they kind of even, Zach?
It's definitely interesting. 1 and 2 always feels like the corner that's a little bit more tough on the tires, in my opinion. Just the bumps are a little bit more harsh down there. You have less options, and you usually kind of got to pitch the car down there to get away from the bump. So you're usually going to be using a little more tire, I believe, down there. But right now you can see Grant Thorpe. He's really working his way on that bob, trying to get past Cody Dorsey. But he's got Parker Johnston, who also is trying to get into the playoffs here. Both of those drivers trying to move forward to get points.
And this is a great example of the multiple lines of Iowa. You have the 77 trying to go inside, the faster way around, the shortest way around. Then the 84 of Cody Dorsey, the outside, having the momentum, carrying it down the stretches. This just proves how great of a track Iowa is for the fans and the racers themselves.
And man, Jason Fensler again continuing his run through the field in that 5 machine. We hop back up to him. He's up the 4th, already past Earhart and Walterman, and he's already setting sights on Ringer here quickly into this race. 11 laps in, started from that 12th position. He is taking no prisoners. Gonna have to worry about the tire wear for him, but I think he knows this is only a 30-lap stage here. You can go very, very hard. That's not a very long run here at Iowa. We'll have to see what it does to the tires, but right now trying to make the move for 3rd.
And maybe this is exactly what Jason wanted. Make it push, really burn up these tires, see how the limit of these tires go and how they wear early on, especially when you're pushing so hard. May give him a chance and an edge later on in the race when he knows he needs to save a little bit.
As the battle continues on, looking up for the deck lid. Finsler, you're going to see right here, he's going to clear the 76 off of 4. And boom, Jason Finsler up to 3rd. And oh man, that guy in 12 laps, he's from 12th to 3rd. That is an impressive drive from that number 5 as he sets his sights on the front 2 now as we look throughout the field.
I can guarantee James Loveland looking in his mirror, seeing Jason Finsler, like, it cannot be. We know Jason Finsler kind of drove through past and over James Loveland for the win last week, so this could be fun to watch as he gets ever so much closer to the 56 time.
Yeah, Jason Finsler continuing his charge now to the inside of James Loveland off of 1 and 2. There's nothing stopping this 5 machine as he continues his charge down here to 3 and 4. Loveland's going to fight strong, though. One thing I noticed, Finsler able to run the top, run the bottom, and right there in 3 and 4 is giving him options when he gets the people. Right now, though, Loveland making it more tough than anybody so far.
And that outside line really helps the drivers carry the momentum out of the corner, and I think that maybe Jason's only weakness right now is that corner exit on the inside. He cannot quite carry the speed out of the corner like he wants to make that pass on the 56.
As they continue to battle for the 2nd position. Right now, Earhart trying to get by Ringer. It looks like Walterman maybe taking advantage of that from behind there in the 99 machine. And same with Ray Lane. They're all starting to stack up there from the 4th position on back. What a battle we have going on around this whole entire racetrack.
And we saw Ringer up front. He started up front, and maybe he's having an issue similar to Cody Dorsey, who was back down to 12th after starting 6th, but he is definitely holding up those guys. Walterman getting to the bumper of the 76, trying to get around him as he fights Trevor Earhart on the inside.
We're riding on board here with Dylan Walterman. You can see Ringer up top here trying to hold off. Right down below Walterman, though, that's the 25 of Trevor Earhart, trying his best to go by both of them. Right now, kind of stuck there, as you see. Now sliding on the racetrack, a little contact between the 25 to the inside of the 99. That could have been detrimental.
And that's allowing the 44 of Ray Lane to get into this battle. This could be really interesting. 30 laps. We're already on lap 18. Stage points already becoming a factor and already racing hard.
Stage points definitely a big factor, I think, in a lot of minds out here tonight. Walterman trying to get the pass done. He wants to go forward, but he's got Brad Ringer there, and it's checking them both up. But Earhart, he's having a tough time clearing Ringer. That's going to be the key to this. Once he gets past Ringer, it's going to open up options for Walterman and possibly Ray Lane even behind. Christopher Height's not too far behind also, and Matt Jobe there, as that's the top 9 right now, about 2.3 seconds separated.
And the 25 and 76 is definitely stalling this group. The outside line has the momentum. Oh, the 25 gets a little loose on corner exit of turn 4 as the 99 of Walterman able to get side by side going into 1. But again, it's not allowing them to get by, and it's just really making it difficult on these drivers trying to make a pass.
That it really is. It's so tough to get it done. And now, again, as we watch this battle, the battle for the leads heating up. Jason Finsler now around James Loveland. He's looking to get a run on this 53 of Robert Rayner now, as these 3, they've been somewhat the class of the field, I'd say, this season. So very important, I'd say, bragging rights here to win the final race of the regular season. And Jason Finsler, man, what a role he's been on from 12th to 2nd in 20 laps here. That is a feat many drivers could not pull off.
You know, it makes me wonder what happened to qualifying, because, you know, he likes to start up front. He must have, you know, just like the rest of this track, maybe gotten loose a little bit, but seeing him up front is not a big surprise. Although 12th to 2nd is quite a feat, so I'm not going to lie, Zach.
That it is. And while we watched all that transpire with Finsler trying to get the run here on this 53, Ringer still in this 76 running side by side with Trevor Earhart off of 4, and they're almost coming push to shove here now. Earhart has been side by side. You know, he's got to be a little frustrated already that he can't get it done. When you're that car on the inside, you feel like you're quicker, but that car on the outside just has the run off the corner, and that is what takes your advantage away on that bottom. And now Earhart just dead, even with this 66 or 76. It's been like this for about almost 5 laps now.
And a lot of these drivers are playoff drivers. Brad Ringer isn't, but Walterman is. Ray Lane is trying to race his way. So stage points, we're at lap 24. We have 5 to go at this. Oh, as we go 3 wide, coming at it too. This is going to get really close. Oh, do they make contact? I don't know. 3 wide down the backstretch, going into the 3. Oh, and it looks like Walterman lets up just a little bit. Oh, man, and they are coming out of 4 side by side.
What racing we have here. Trevor Earhart finally clears the 76 to take 4th. Now Brad Ringer trying to hold off the rest of these drivers as, man, the 44 Ray Lane, he continues his charge up from the 8th starting spot. He's trying to take 5th here early in to go and get himself some stage points. Same with Walterman in the 99. Matt Job and Christopher Heights, all these drivers stacked up behind the 76s. Now Ray Lane makes the pass, can't get clear of Brad Ringer, so he's got the hold on that position. Here comes Walterman to the inside, possibly looking 3, gonna have to back out of there as he gets a bump to the 44.
Oh man, that looks like Ray Lane tried to give it a little bit of break, and Walterman did not catch up. That makes Walterman lose a ton of spots. That's got to get him a little frustrated, knowing he was right there, and Brad Ringer would not let him by. Here we go, Ray Lane coming out. Oh, but Brad Ringer goes to the outside, coming down the front stretch. There's Matt Job in the 89, making it close, making it a battle for 3 up there.
This right here is so fun to watch as we're on board with Walterman in the 99, now up to the 89. Job, man, Job is really all over the back bumper here. Great racing going on with these 5 here, and Ray Lane's so close to clear. I think this will be the time. Yes, he's clear of that 76 here off of 4. He gets the pass done up to 5th for Ray Lane. Brad Ringer, though, trying to hang on for everything it's worth here in the final closing laps of this stage. Remember, lap 30 going to be the closer as Raider still holding on to the lead out front.
And Matt Job trying to make the move on Brad Ringer for that spot, but again, the inside line not having that that momentum out of the corner exit. We see Ray Lane out there, but Trevor Earhart, the 25 in the 4th spot, he was able, after he got through this, he was able to kind of break away. I wonder if he's going to have something for our leaders later on in this race, as Walterman goes for a crossover, going down low on Brad Ringer in turn 1, trying to make that pass finally.
We have a caution on the racetrack, and this is due to a actual incident. This is not our stage caution, and right now I'm thinking it's Parker Johnston and David Buell in the 52 involved in this first caution of the night, and they were all battling around the 14th and 15th positions, and it was getting pretty tight. It was almost 4 wide coming off of 4, and really just didn't work here. As you can see, there's Grant up top of the 77. There's the 48 of Parker, and there comes Buell and the Orlando Jr., and just a little bit of contact between the 48 and the 52 is going to create a major incident there on the front straightaway for those 2 drivers, both trying to get into this playoffs on the outside looking in.
And that is going to be huge. Parker there in 13th, David right behind him in 14th. You know, they're racing for every spot available, but man, with damage already, this is going to make their playoff hopes that much harder to achieve.
That it will be so much harder for these guys to be able to do what they have to do to get into these playoffs. But right now, everybody coming down here to hit pit road as Raider going to lead them down. That will end our stage. We have another quick view of the incident here. As you can see, Buell just having to go to the inside of the 48. Johnston coming down the racetrack a little bit, making contact with that 52, and Peyton Presley really nowhere to go again. So just an unfortunate incident for those drivers there involved in this first yellow.
And that just goes to prove how important these points are for these drivers. I was back, 14th, 15th, and they just really want to get everything out of their cars that they can as we watch the cars on and off pit road. 53 back out in first. It looks like Loveland might have passed Fensler coming out of pit roads there, Zach.
That he did. 1 second place off of pit road over Jason Fensler. So Jason Fensler's going to be slot back to 3rd there in that number 5 machine. So, man, oh, man, he's going to have to get past these top 2 as we seen him drive from 12th to 2nd there in the stage. He got past Loveland, just could not get past Raider there, and we'll have to see if he can do anything with them this time, as we just have got done with our first pit stops of the race, and he's gonna be able to restart in 3rd now. It's gonna be a lot closer than 12th.
And I bet you Jason's going to be loving that. Oh, I don't have all these cars to pass, just these 2 cars. But these 2 cars gave him the most trouble on the last green flag run. It's going to be fun to see them on this restart. How aggressive will Jason be getting himself to the front, especially early on in this stage? Remember, stage break ends, stage 2, lap 70.
Yeah, definitely lap 70 to one we're looking for next in that stage number 2 break. And while we're under this stage break here, just want to give a quick shout out to the number 14 of Scott Kerberg. He's got some very, very special stuff going on here at the league, at Underdog Racing League, something that we really love here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting, and that's the Bikes for Tykes charity race that they're going to be having in Iowa in the Next Gen Cup Series car on November 17th. And that's presented by RDK We Own a Farm, and it's a buy-in charity race. So there's going to be more information to come on that, but Scott Kerberg does a great thing with the Bikes for Tykes charity, and we definitely want to put his name out in chat here. I'm gonna get his name out there for anybody who wants to go look him up on Facebook and his Discord username. So if anybody wants to send him a message and get some help out to him with the charity there, he would love to see that. So again, here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting, we're all about that, and we want to make sure to spread the love and generosity that Scott Kerberg brings to the Underdog Racing League.
And it's a great cause for that. You know, you can donate cash, you can donate bikes, of course, Bikes for Tykes. So I'd love to see the number 14 going out there and helping the community. We all love our drivers, but this is extra special. And give them a shout out whenever you can. Get a hold of them on Facebook, you know, however you can, and see what you can do for these kids.
Definitely so, Carl. Great to have people like this in the world that we were able to commentate. As now the pace car pulls off pit road, we're going back. Green flag racing to start stage number 2. Just put his name out in chat, so again, make sure you go check out that for a great cause. And definitely that race coming up soon here again at Iowa. So another cool little factor that we're here at Iowa tonight. So shout out to Scott Kerber for being an amazing person.
And as we go green here at lap 34, we saw Jason Loveland not have the greatest restart. There was Jason Fensler up in second already, looking to make the pounce on Robert Rader. This can be fun going into turn 1.
Yeah, great battling going on as these drivers continue to flick through the field. Fensler trying to take a look on Rader up front, but Loveland sliding back to third. There's Earhart. We talked about him. Once he got past Ringer, he did seem to have pretty good pace. We'll have to see if he can make himself up into that trio of a battle we had there at the end of the stage. But man, oh man, the battle's continued on back. Brad Ringer, he seems to be all about those battles tonight as the 99 of Walterman is to his outside here off of 2. Same with Justice Murphy and Christopher Heights. They are trying to battle their way into the playoffs and stay into those spots they came in here tonight.
And Walter went into this race, you know, just above the cut line, 35 points. You know, maybe not comfortable, but not necessarily in a emergency as he bounces off the outside wall. But, you know, that fight with Ringer did not make him happy in that first stage.
No, it definitely didn't, as he's trying to get by. Oh, right there, got a little bit loose. And Murphy, you see him slide back as Walterman does get the spot up ahead on Brad Ringer. As, oh, now Ringer gets to the outside. Ringer's been able to do that all night long, get to people's outside here in 3 and 4 and hold them off. Walterman, though, we see him get held up behind him earlier. We'll see how long it takes him to get by this time.
And as we were watching that battle, I was just watching Jason Fensler in second place, trying to make a move on first place Robert Rader, but he got loose coming out of 4, really lost the car, was able to gather it up, but lost a ton of time. I think he'll be able to get up there, but I think that's going to do a lot of wear to that tire. You know you don't want to have to slide it more than normal, but man, that's going to really hurt.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to spike that tire temperature. It's going to be all about tire temperatures. We got a wreck. Orlando Jr. goes around, and I believe him and Justice Murphy may have made contact down here. Orlando and Parker Johnson and Murphy kind of caught up in it with nowhere to go, but we'll have to see how that all played out because, man, second caution of the night here on lap 40. And a couple guys looking to stay in the playoffs here involved in this with a driver trying to get in the playoffs here as we had the Freaky Fast replay. You can see the car on the inside there. That's Parker Johnston in the 48. The car up high there. 27 Orlando Jr. The 9 of Justice Murphy. Here comes the 27 down the racetrack. The 48 up the racetrack. And that's just 2 drivers going for the same racing line. And that's going to bring out that spin there. Murphy nowhere to go. Going to get some damage. But Orlando Jr. going to lose that rear end to his car. These are drivers near the cut line, too. This is critical moments for them right now.
Kevin Orlando Jr., that number 27, is only 31 above the cut line before the race. Parker Johnson was negative 21. I don't think either of them got many stage points. This is going to be huge in the playoff implications.
Well, I definitely have to see how that all plays out as you're seeing a few people, or a good portion of people come down pit road. Wow, even our leader, Robert Rader, came down pit road, and that one caught me off guard because our top three stayed on pit road, or well, five guys at least. We had Jason Finsler, James Loveland, Trevor Earhart, Christopher Heights, Dylan Walterman, and I believe Scott Kerberg also. So yeah, six cars staying out while Robert Rader leads us down. You know, man, that's a tough thing. And what I'm thinking, they have unlimited set of tires here tonight, no tire limit. So from what I'm seeing, that that might be a pretty decent call, because I can tell you what, the tire wear here is a pretty good portion, and we did have a good 7 laps up the speed there.
And we know Jason Fensler spun the tires, maybe got a little loose coming out of 4 earlier. So maybe Robert Rader saw that and wants to take advantage. Again, 5, maybe 6 cars stayed out, not pitting. This is going to be interesting. Robert Rader leading all the pit cars down Ray Lane right behind him. You know, he's trying to race his way in. Walterman, he's in but not comfortable. So this restart's going to be really interesting with cars on old tires and cars on new tires.
All different types of split strategies going around here. James Lovell and Jason Finsler, I know they're out front saying, man, I didn't expect Rader to pit there, but it being unlimited tire sets, I don't think that was a bad call at all. He's going to restart here in 6th, not be too far back. We'll see the true pace of that 5 machine now, as he's going to get some clean air on the nose, and we'll see what he can produce. But this is definitely shook things up here. And remember, trying to get to lap 70 for stage number 1. Or stage 2, sorry.
And definitely, it's interesting, the cars that did pit, because the cars that did not pit, the top 5 in front of them, will be like, wait, what just happened? How are we going to get past this? So this is going to be a huge strategy point, not only for this stage, but maybe later on in the race for people that maybe want to jumble it up, or maybe just take a chance and, go for that win or go for those extra points.
Yeah, and the driver that really stands out to me the most there, staying out, is got to be Christopher Heights. He comes in tonight 9 points out, or 9 points to the good, sorry. And, that right there, he cannot take too many risks right now. He's going to have a lot of drivers on fresh tires behind him. This is going to get a very interesting moment, as Ray Lane, we don't have Sean Husteller, so really the gap back from Christopher Heights to Ray Lane is what we're looking at. So that's 18 points. That's a very sizable margin. In my opinion, Ray Lane is somewhat in almost a must-win, at least top 3, top 2 position, because they're only having 18 drivers. So we'll have to see. And no Huffsteller, he was the driver closest. A lot of interesting things to play out here.
And we're going to see as the pit car comes to pit lane coming out of turn 4, as we get the green flag, starting lap 44. Remember, stage 2 ends lap 70 as we go green. Jason Fensler with a great start going to the high side, going into turn 1.
Great start from Fensler, as we see. Look at this great shot here for the blue cave. You can see that all go down the court. Oh, James Loveland, major issues with his network there, as he's scattering the field there. Everybody's trying to figure out what is going on here. And James Loveland is now off of 4. Rader on the new tires. You can see inside of Heights. He's already got past Walterman. Next up will be Earhart. Loveland, as he's trying to go forward on those brand new tires. Finsler saying, I'm trying to do a disappearing act.
And then all these cars behind him, you have Earhart's, Loveland's, Walterman. This is nuts. This is going to be really crazy, as Rader goes on the inside of Earhart, trying to get that inside line, trying to do the crossover coming out of 4, but cannot make it work. Earhart with the outside line momentum. There is Christopher Heights and Walterman again fighting for, looks like 5th or 6th there. Ray Lane behind him. Here we go again.
Great runs for a lot of these drivers. Walter there going forward to the 99, trying to get by Christopher Heights. Here comes Ray Lane in the 44. He's on brand new set tires. Look at the drive through the center there. Able to get to the middle. 3 wide almost. Christopher Heights has to back out, as now Ray Lane trying to take the spot from the 99 of Walterman. And, I think, was that Loveland? Yeah, Loveland pulls to the bottom of the racetrack with his network issues. So that's going to be our second place man, dropping all the way to the rear of the field. That's going to slot Rader up the second now, see if he can track down Finsler, as the battle here for this position continues on for 4th.
And there Ray Lane is going with those new tires, making it 3 wide a couple of laps ago, but he knows he must have heard you, Zach, because he knows he needs those points, and there is no give anymore. He needs a win, or at least a great Stage 2 finish and a great race finish. So there he is. We have Brad Ringer behind him. Walter, man, he seems kind of stuck and mired in that 5th, 6th spot, and can't either move back or move forward. That's going to be interesting because he's okay, but if a lot of people like Ray Lane start finishing and getting more points, he could be in danger.
Very much in danger from a lot of things out here tonight is Iowa. Iowa is such a tough racetrack, as you see at Earhart now, trying to hold off Ray Lane on those new tires. You can see our weather up here on the top of our ticker here. Man, oh man, you can see it's a very cool night here. 64 degrees here, ambient temperature, 66 degree track temp. So very similar to the air temp here. Our track's very, very cool. But one thing I'm noticing, northeast winds right here of 10 mile an hour. That's a good hefty wind that we got here going on. And there, it's going to go up to 11 there for a moment. So it's going up and really staying in that high wind zone there, with about 94% of humidity also. So a lot of humidity here tonight. The track definitely a very interesting state for it at the moment.
You know, that wind kind of makes me nervous. We talked about tires and how this track wears it out, but if you have a side gust or maybe even a tailwind didn't expect, you spin those tires, you wear those tires more. That wind, I think, is going to be probably the biggest factor of this whole night.
And right now, you can see from the 3rd place man, Ray Lane, Raiders starting to close the gap on the 5 of Jason Finsler. I think we're going to have a battle for the lead here within the next closing laps. He's really starting to close it down. As Earhart there, you can see he's trying to hold off Ringer there in the 76 with Parker Johnston in the 48, who was just involved in that last caution. So Parker Johnston really using that last caution to his advantage here.
Oh, as he almost gets in the outside wall there, but he's in a desperate situation. He needs points. He needs a great stage finish and needs a great race win. He's probably going to do whatever it takes to get those points, Zach, and the racing around him is going to be really difficult.
That it is a battle for the lead. Raider up front. He's taking a swipe at the 5 of Jason Finsler there. As we hop on board with him, you can see the run difference off of the corner. He was there on the inside, but Finsler running that top groove, able to get the runoff now down into 1 and 2. These new tires definitely looking really good on this 53, but can Jason Finsler use the dirty air to his advantage? No, the 53 again darts to the bottom, trying to get every little bit of run out of 4 here. Don't think he'll be able to close it up, and yes, Jason Finsler going to hold on to that spot again. It's going to be tough to pass that 5 with him running that top groove.
And this is exactly what the 5 wants. He wants that 53 to, wear those new tires down, take that inside line, take the more grip line. He seems to get side by side with him, but can't make that low line stick. There's not enough momentum, so Jason Finsler just biding his time, hoping the 53 wears his tires out to it won't matter later on in the run.
Jason Finsler holding on strong here so far with the older tires. Really the only driver to do so is got to give Trevor Earhart to a shout out for holding on to 4th right now ahead of Brad Ringer and Parker Johnston. But again, the 53 darts out on the 5. He's trying so tough up there, Raider is, to get this done. I think he'll clear him here. It's going to be a slider. What a job by the 53. He's going to have the position down the 1, and that's the pass for the lead done and over with.
That was huge. Robert knew he needed to get that move over with. As Jason goes to the inside, maybe he can pass him over. Oh, just can't quite make it, but man, Robert Raider giving it all to make that pass. It proves there was only, 7, maybe 8 laps on a green flag run on those tires, so that goes prove tires are going to be huge for the rest of this race.
And now looking back from the 53, you can see he's trying to open up that gap to the 5 machine. Is what a pass it was. Definitely got to give credit to Finsler. A lot of take there from him. He's not pushing any type of buttons there. No reason to cause any major incident with someone sliding up in front of you right there this early in the going, especially in stage 2. Maybe later in the race that situation will change, though, if he goes to slide up in front of him like that again. So we'll have to see. That's one of the beauties of short track racing, a track like this that promotes different grooves. As we jump back to Job in the 89 machine, he's running a good 7th position. You know, this is one of the most consistent drivers in this league. He just runs consistently each and every week. Got to give him a definite shout out there. Also, John Magner, he's battling Scott Kerberg back here. Got to give John Magner a good shout out as always. Running very, very well here tonight so far in that 14th spot.
And, you know, sometimes that's all you need is consistency. You know, something to fall back on. You may not have the car to win or, you know, go for stage wins, but if you can be consistent and gather points consistently, that's almost as good as, you know, being up front but then getting caught, or, you know, getting caught up in a wreck and having to fight your way forward. I think sometimes consistency could be a greatest ally to a driver.
10 to go here in stage number 2 here tonight for the Underdog Racing League season finale. Well, regular season finale. Gonna add that there as we get the playoffs started next week. Definitely don't want to jump ahead here. This is the regular season finale, and it's gonna be fun to watch. Man, I gotta give credit. Even Ray Lane now up to 3rd as we're watching the battles back here. He's really starting to close the gap on our front leader. So it's a great little trio up front forming. As man, Jason Fizzler hasn't let Raider get too far away. But Raider looks to be able to hold on to this stage win. It'll be both stage wins, and that's a pretty good day in the office for him.
And that's huge. And then Ray Lane there in 3rd. You know, he started 18 out. Sean Hufstetler not here, so thinking he can make a huge gain in the points. But here we are running with Kevin Orlando Jr. in the 27 with that damage. He's trying to make a name for himself, but can I get through? The 9 and the other car, the 52, looks like in front of him. Maybe that damage is affecting him. Doesn't look like he's used that fast repair, so maybe he's just trying to limp it on to the final stage and just see what he can make up in the last green flag run.
Definitely some great racing going on back here with some guys trying to make sure they make it into the playoffs. The 52 of David Boyle on the outside looking in, while the 9 of Justice Murphy and the 27 of Kevin Orlando Jr. just try to hang on to make it to next week with a shot to be able to have a shot at a championship. So great runs going all around for these guys, but man, it's a nerve-wracking time here with the season finale.
And there I am looking at Trevor Earhart in 4th, Brad Ringer 5th. Parker Johnson, we've mentioned his name a couple times, caught up in some incidents, just avoided another one. Looks like Trevor Earhart just barely hanging on in these new cars, and the new tires are just trying to make their way through. And there's a lot of give right now, but I don't think that's going to last for very much longer, Zach.
Yeah, that give will definitely go away very quickly if they are not careful. Don't want to use it up too soon, as we'll be coming to that final stage, and that's where the give gets less and less. As Johnson very close to the wall there, almost making contact with it. But man, we got 5 to go now in this stage. Jason Finsler, he's actually been able to get more pressure on Raider up front, and it just shows how strong he is on the older tires, having such a big difference between him and the 53. But again, Johnston trying to go up the board, trying to get stage points here and get past Brad Ringer for top 5.
Man, there's some huge runs here, and Johnson's trying to make those points, but Ringer's holding that high side line. He's not letting anyone pass him without a fight. So, as Johnson gets loose again, and the pressure is on these drivers to get these points as they go into 3. It looks like Johnson's trying to wash up a little bit, but it is not working as he comes out of 4 right behind. Man, this is getting really intense through the closing laps at this stage.
Intensity picking up here at the end of stage 2. Parker Johnston trying to get past Brad Ringer. He's done a good job to keep it right up against the wall and almost into the wall here down the back straightaway. Ringer defends and goes to the bottom. This could be Johnston's first run here. We'll see how big a run he gets off of turn number 4 here. Cross under now for 2 to go here. Johnston going to be the inside down into 1 and 2. This is the preferred lane to have, as again Ringer just running that really high groove, able to hold these guys off. Can Johnston get the better run off of 2? It's side by side, dead even heat down the 3 and 4, and we've seen all night Ringer able to hold people off up on this top groove in 3 and 4. And maybe here Johnston going to have enough as we are under our white flag for the stage. Robert Raider out front looking to take another stage victory. Johnston though trying to get up to the top 5.
And here we are. He's trying to take that low line. As he gets a little bit of a run. Brad Ringer losing that top line. Side by side down the back stretch. Going into turn 3. This is for stage point. Remember, Johnson is in the playoffs. Brad Ringer is not. So they are fighting tooth and nail for these points. Johnson down on the inside, side by side, crossing the line. I think the 76 took that place there at the end.
that. He did cross the line. It's going to be Brad Ringer in the 5th position, as Johnson's going to have to give the position to him there as the caution is out. And that is our stage break and the end for stage number 2. Robert Raider, another stage win in this 53 after starting second tonight. He's been very, very impressive, as these drivers are going to look to get some service done here on pit road in the next few moments. We're going to head to a quick commercial break here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting, and we'll be back with you as we get ready to restart our race for the final portion in 50 laps of tonight's race here at Iowa.
To be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Maconi Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Maconi Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Maconi Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MaconiSetupShop.com and learn why Maconi Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, as we take the green flag here for the final stage of the night here at the Iowa Speedway for the Underdog Racing League's regular season finale to see who's going to be the 10 drivers fighting for a championship here in the next few weeks. As the battle heats up front, we want to definitely give a special shout out as Jason Fitzner goes sideways for the lead, and Walterman in the 99, he goes spinning around. No caution yet on the racing surface, and there it is. Caution is out, and this is going to give us some time as Walterman there gets spun around in that 99 machine after getting a little loose on cold tires. We want to definitely give a special shout out once we get our replay going here. We'll give a shout out to our sponsors. But man, definitely a little interesting restart there with a caution coming out here early in the going, as we'll see what happened here on the Freaky Fast replay. Looks like coming out of 3 and 4 here to 99 of Dylan Walterman up top in that third groove. Just going to lose the rear there late into the corner exit. And that's what I like to call cold tires, ladies and gentlemen. It's very difficult to put the power down when the tires are cold. And it takes a few laps before the stability is really there. And that's what sends Dylan Walterman spinning around here in the front straightaway here at the Iowa Speedway. And man, oh man, he's definitely looking for a good run tonight to get himself in the playoffs, but with the amount of points he had over the rest of the drivers here tonight, he should be in a good spot still, but definitely doesn't want to have too many mistakes like that to set him back. But let's give a special shout out to our sponsors who help make it happen here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. The first one we want to give a shout out to is ButtKicker. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail, from the subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car. By moving a physical mass instead of only air, the Gamer 2 provides instant, accurate, powerful base response, and it's all perfectly in sync with every game with no additional software required. So make sure you go head on over to ButtKicker.com, where you can use our promo code FreakyFast20, and that is Freaky with 2 E's, to get 20% off of any purchase there at ButtKicker.com, and you can get yourself a Gamer 2 for 20% off also. So a lot of other products there too at ButtKicker, and you definitely want to head on there so you can feel what you've been missing. But thank you to ButtKicker for being a proud sponsor here. We also want to give a shout out to the Maconi Setup Shop. The Maconi Setup Shop is your home for iRacing setups and the official setup shop of the Richmond Raceway esports team, filling the number 46 and 90 in the Coca-Cola iRacing Series, the championship of Jimmy Mullis and Zach Novak. They have everything from Legends to Cup cars, even dirt setups with late models, modifieds, wing sprints also available. You can head on over to their website at www.maconisetupshop.com today, where you can also get coaching lessons for just $25 an hour from Zach Novak, such as him as a champion there at the Coca-Cola iRacing Series, and also his teammate Jimmy Wallace, River Hayes, many more also available there at the Maconi Setup Shop for just $25 an hour. And make sure you also use our promo code there to get 10% off of any setup purchase, and that is FFB10. Remember, FFB10 to get 10% off of any setup purchase at the Maconi Setup Shop. And remember, at the Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but they're your victories. Thank you to all these sponsors who help make it happen here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting in the Underdog Racing League. We're under caution here for the 4th time tonight, Carl. What a race it's been right now. Raider going to be out front. Ringer going to be in second. Fensler back to third. Man, it's been fun to watch, but Ringer's really been one, fighting a lot of positions here tonight. Now going to find himself up in second.
And Ringer wants to be that upset. He wants to make all these other playoff drivers angry because he stole a win. You know, he's not in the playoffs. He's just racing for wins. And the 5 is there behind him. We saw him get loose on those cold tires, like you mentioned. That's what caught out Walterman, calls him to spin. So this next restart's going to be very interesting. Jason Fensler starting in third again with Earhart right beside him in fourth as we come to 1 to go after this caution, this first caution of the night.
And we will be looking to see if these guys can take it green to the end. No worries on fuel here for these guys in the final 40 laps we have here remaining. It's going to be a fun battle all the way to that checker flag. Would not be surprised if we see that yellow flag fly again, but we'll have to see. These guys know how to race, and they know how to put on a show for us each and every week. And this regular season finale is going to bring some type of final closure to this regular season, that where we'll see who our top 10 drivers are in the points to see who's going to fight for a championship starting next week. As the pace car pulls in, Raider going to be out front. He's off Fenaway as the green flag flies. Brad Ringer, though, up in second there with Trevor Earhart fighting around the outside. Jason Fensler, though, he is trying everything in his power to get past that 76.
He thought about taking a 3 wide there, but again, those cold tires could be an issue. But here we are, 56 there in 5th at James Loveland. We saw him with some connection issues earlier. Looks like he got those figured out, making a charge. 48, Parker Johnson. We've talked about him being in some incidents, looking to make his way front for some points as Jason Fensler tries the inside of the 53, but cannot make it stick. Going into turn 1, Brad Ringer in 3rd place, running that outside line. He really likes that outside line, but Jason Fensler all over the bumper with the 53.
down the back straightaway. Jason Finsler in the 5, and she dives into the inside of the 53 of Robert Rader. Can he get the power down? We've seen him lose the rear multiple times tonight. There it is again. Off the bottom lane, just not able to put the power down underneath that 53 machine to take that lead.
And that inside line has been the Achilles heel of Jason Finsler. Everyone's been making mistakes going down there, but he has that run going down the backstretch, going into turn 3. Oh, side by side coming out of 4. Will he be able to keep it? Will he keep the car under him? Yes, he does, but the 53 has the momentum. Breaks away going into turn 1.
What a job by Rader to hold off this 5. It's just such an attack that 5 is putting on. You know, if you're Robert Rader here, if you can weather the storm, that is the key here. Just weathering the storm and not burning your stuff up. But Finsler says, you know what? You're gonna defend the bottom or defend the outside. I'm gonna take the outside line, and right there, trying to get a major run. Rader though, able to run that bottom very, very well.
Going into turn 1, Finsler back on the bumper of Rader. Man, this is a great battle. Oh, as he almost thinks about going to the inside. Corner exit, corner 2, down the back stretch. This is ridiculous. Is he going to cut him a break? Oh, they both go outside. That is a classic case of Rader taking away the line. Blocking the number 5. Making sure he stays behind him, Zach.
Rader's doing everything to make that car 6 lanes wide here tonight. And he's doing a great job as Finsler now again to the inside off of 2. What a run he's gotten. That 5 machine dead even heat down to 3. Does he try to pull the slider? They make contact there as Finsler did not turn down to the center there. And oh man, definitely some interesting fireworks there between our leaders as the caution's going to fly, I think, with Rader getting sideways there.
Oh man, there was very little space there to share between the two of those cars. That was a lot of contact there.
That it was, and man, oh man, we've seen that one live there, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, the 56 and the 5 come to blows there on the back straightaway. It looks like the 56 trying to make an aggressive entry into the corner there on the door of the 5, and the 5 just not wanting to go all the way to the bottom there to be able to get pitched down. He decides to run the middle lane, and that shuts it up the racetrack now, as I think you're going to see almost every single car hit pit road here. I mean, with unlimited set of tires, I'm hitting pit road here. No doubt in my mind is you're going to see everybody take the hard left-hand turn down, except for David Well and Ray Lane there. So they're going to stay out here, try to get some track position. Same with Chris Heights in the 21. So some drivers on the outside looking in, other than Christopher Heights, looking to gain some track position from this pit strategy.
You know, you mentioning Ray Lane is very interesting. You know, he definitely wants to get some points today, but not pitting. This is a huge gamble. We've seen new tires make a huge difference, but on top of that, Jason Finsler, he's been fast, but now he has a little bit of that outside damage with contact from the 53. This is going to be interesting the rest of the race. We know he can get up. He started 12th, got up to 2nd in stage 1, so there's roughly, it's another 30 laps to go. This is going to be another fun run for Jason Finsler.
Oh, it's going to be fun, that's for sure, to watch how this all plays out as he does win the race off pit road in that 5 machine. Brad Ringer going to come off 2nd, Earhart in 3rd. Looks like Parker Johnson, or is that James Loveland? No, it's Parker Johnston actually coming off pit road 4th. And then Robert Rader coming off pit road 5th as our top 3 stay out here. And man, it's gonna be a fun one to watch as these drivers come through. And a shout out to everybody out there in chat. Tyler out there saying I had the best beard in all broadcasting. I appreciate that, man. That's a compliment. I'll definitely take it. Kylie out there putting the spicy emotes. Oh man, it's getting spicy. It definitely got spicy there with that caution for sure. 5th one of the night. We'll have to see if it gets a little bit more spicy as these drivers are now set back behind the older tires. Gonna have to restart here with around 30 to go here. It's getting down to the nitty gritty here, Carl.
Oh man, this is going to be really intense. All right, the top 3 did not pit. Jason Finsler is the first car on brand new tires. The 44 of Ray Lane, minus 18 points. The 52 to David Buell, minus 30 points on this cut line. They're hoping strategy and maybe a couple of lucky breaks go their way. They can get that win their way into these playoffs.
Oh, what a way it would be if someone could pull it off here in the final race to see if they can put themselves in position to fight for a championship. And there's nothing better than that. And oh man, what I've just seen come over my screen is James Loveland has disconnected due to incoming packet loss. That is an unfortunate scene for James Loveland. Luckily for him, though, Mr. Casey came in here locked in tonight, and he will fight for a championship starting next week. So, God, man, I feel for the guy, but he's definitely still locked in. So, no worries there for him, playoff wise.
And that's definitely a heartbreak because he was one of the drivers that could, maybe not pass Jason for the win, but definitely give him a hard time. But definitely a heartbreak. Yeah, he did fall back early due to some connection issues, fought his way back at the end of that to caution. And again, that's just heartbreak. But here we go, side by side, going into 3, waiting for the green flag as the pit car heads towards the pit lane, and we are about to go green with David Buell in the lead. Ray Lane outside of him, Christopher Heights in the 21 on third place, all on old tires as we get off. Green flag in the air.
David Buell going to lead us down to 1. First car to dive out, though, is the 5 with Jason Fensler. He wants to make the move early here and going down into 1, but he gets stacked up behind the 44 Ray Lane. Here comes Brad Ringer on the new tires. It's a melee as here comes Raider. He's dicing through. He wants to get ahead of that 5. You know that for a fact.
And there's Ray Lane outside the 5 and the outside 2. He has the momentum. He's going, using the outside lane, getting besides Christopher Heights. They're really charging down Ray Lane there as they go into 1. Oh, man, he has the speed. Oh, is he going to make it 3 wide? Oh, as 52 gets loose. 5. Oh, as they start stacking up around in 48, Parker Johnson, he has playoff hopes, so he's trying to keep it out of the 52.
Yeah, great miss there for Parker Johnson, but David Buell misses turn 1 contact between him and Brad Ringer. And there goes around Trevor Earhart. That was an interesting spin, man. That was out of nowhere for the 25. Just lost the rear, and that's going to be our 6th caution of the evening. And what a time it was for that caution after we just had pit stops transpire. So, man, oh, man, for the 25 Trevor Earhart, he's just went from having a really good race to worse here now as we look back on the Freaky Fast replay down here in 3 and 4. He's on that bottom lane, starts to lose the rear there, and is just chasing it, and it's around right in front of Brad Ringer, who barely misses out on that. And, man, I tell you what, there's not many times you can spin right in front of that many cars and not get hit. So very lucky for Trevor.
That was a great drivemanship from the 25 Trevor Earhart. But right before that caution came out, tell me if I'm wrong, Zach, but it looks like Jason Fensler made the pass around Ray Lane for the lead spot. So unless anything else happens, looks like Jason Fensler is going to lead us to green flag at the conclusion of this caution.
Yes, he did. He got the lead there in the last few moments of that caution. Raider up the 3rd there with Ray Lane in 2nd, Ringer 4th, and Parker Johnston in the 5th place position. So definitely a good makeup of those drivers there. Is, man, our drivers who are locked in tonight have had, some issues other than Raider. Raider Fensler had contact before, but Loveland, getting taken out by the network issue there. And now Trevor Earhart spinning around. Luckily for those 4, they came in here tonight feeling very, very calm and just, coming in here try to get some more points and some more experience under their belt before we head off into the playoffs.
But speaking of playoffs, Ray Lane there, we're looking at the number 44 in 2nd place. He's still on old tires, hasn't pitted, another restart. This is maybe a kind of a bad spot for him because he could lose a ton of spots because the 53 behind him, Robert Rader has fresh tires, Brad Ringer has fresh tires, Parker Johnson has fresh tires. I feel like Ray Lane's going to have a really tough go of it come this restart.
Yeah, going to be a tough time on those older tires as we continue to pace here. It's going to be 25 to go, looking like we'll be 23 most likely to go when we take the green flag. So not going to be many laps left for these drivers to get stuff done, but it's going to be a wild dash down to the end with Jason Fensler out front. And nice that we got James Lovett out there. Hate it for you, James, that you got out of the race there, man. It's unfortunate. He's going out there rooting on Trevor and Parker to get it done here tonight. So unfortunate for James Lovett, our winner, our 2-time in a row winner there 2 weekends ago. And just not working out here tonight. Iowa, hopefully in the playoffs, it's going to be better off for that driver.
Yeah, and the worst what comes out, yeah, he's locked in the playoffs, but he loses drives time, and it doesn't matter what track. It's always a good chance to get, good idea to get any kind of practice time you can. You see, you mentioned a lot of our locked-in players having really some troubles getting a hold of this track, especially turn 4 really loose. We've seen the 5 get sideways, the 25 just went around. We saw Walterman, who looks like he's there in 8th. He went around earlier in the race, so turn 4 is being really chaotic for a lot of these drivers.
Turn 4 usually tends to be the corner that is just a little bit more interesting. You got the options, and it can really change the balance of your car where you're around the racetrack. So we'll see who has the mental fortitude to hold it off here down to the end. 24 to go, going to be coming to 23 to go when we take the green flag. Jason Finsler out front, Ray Lane in second. Need a very important night here, or a very special night to get into the playoffs. 18 out entering. Can Ray Lane get it done here with 23 to go? Pace car is in. Jason Finsler's off and away. What a start from him there is now Raider going to dive out to the inside of the 53. He's trying to charge up to get himself another victory.
And it looks like Brad Ringer was going to think about making it 3 wide and thought better of it, but coming out of 2, Ray Lane getting passed by Raider. There's Brad Ringer right behind him. Ray Lane going to the inside. We've seen Brad hold that outside line all day long as Parker Johnson behind him. And the number 9 trying to make moves too. This is getting really interesting. I think a lot of these drivers' patience are out.
Justice Murphy there in the 9 trying to work the outer groove around the 48 of Parker Johnston, trying to keep himself in a good playoff position as he entered tonight pretty safe, but just trying to get another good solid run to make sure that all works out. But here under the lights tonight at Iowa, it's been so fun to watch everybody do battle. Jason Finsler out front with 21 to go. Who's going to make it into the playoffs? Nobody knows till this thing has a checker flag. It's going to be fun to watch to the end. Thank you all for tuning in.
And there we are, we're watching the 27. He was caught up in an incident earlier. We know he lost his back bumper. Looks like he got that repaired. Possible fast repair used. The 11 going on the outside. Christopher Heights, we saw him up front a little earlier. He's running the outside line there. So these guys are looking for a strong day, but maybe not quite what they were expecting when they got into this race. As Christopher Heights goes to the inside of the number 11, almost washes up, but seems he got it gathered up. So here we go, back stretch, number 11 into the wall.
Yeah, Peyton Presley there grabbing the wall a little bit with that right front there. You see Grant Thorpe right there behind him. And, man, he's really had a strong season just trying to get into the playoffs. Winner at Nashville, but just hasn't had the points and the consistency to put him up in that top 10. Maybe tonight he'll have that consistency to push him past that threshold. But right now he's chasing that driver who's on that bubble line. That's Christopher Heights.
And Christopher Heights has kind of had an up and down day. We're looking at Trevor Earhart. He had that spin, caused that caution earlier, making a pass on Cody Dorsey. But, going to the inside of the 11 again. He's on a mission. He may have had that spin, but it's not over. 18 to go. It's anyone's game at this point.
Oh, yeah, definitely Trevor Earhart trying to get back up there, get as many spots as available to him in that 25 machine. But look at the great lines being ran here from the home board of Cody Dorsey. Everybody almost picking a different line down at 3 and 4. As now Dorsey going to go to the inside of that 11 of Peyton Presley. Can he get it done as Earhart is able to get by him? This battle continues on back here.
And Presley hit the wall earlier, so I'm wondering if he just has a little bit of right side damage and his car's just not handling the way he wants. But Cody Dorsey really working that inside line as we watch him go to the inside, turn 3, and he just washes up a little bit, has to get out of it so he doesn't get to the side of the 11, but he is really trying, Cody himself, trying to get past that 11.
Yeah, definitely trying their best here to get any position available. Now is Job and Walterman. Great battle here for the 7th spot between two really, really solid drivers this season in the Xfinity Series. Job has been trying to get the run on the 99, just hasn't been able to get it done yet. The 77 to Grant back there, a big slide from him. He catches it, but he keeps it going straight. As now you can see up ahead of Job, he's got Murphy not too far ahead in the 92. If he can get the 99, he could possibly go up and try to get some more spots in this 89.
And we're looking at that cluster of 3 cars. You have Ray Lane at the front, you have Parker Johnston, and the number 9 there of Justice Murphy. They're all trying. I think Ray Lane's really holding these guys up. Ray Lane, not the only one of the 3 drivers that did not pit for tires, as Parker Johnson tries to go to the outside, but loses a little bit of momentum. It's impressive that he's holding on as much as he can, but is he holding on or is he just holding up everyone else behind him?
Parker Johnson definitely trying to hang on to every position he can. He needs all the points available. Same for Ray Lane and that number 44 machine. Both of these drivers need everything possible for them as we hop on board Lane. He's been able to hold a strong gap here in fourth, even on the older tires. Ray Lane still very, very strong with these tires, even though he did not pit with the rest of the field.
And that's really impressive. That just goes to prove how much easier maybe that outside line is on the tires themselves. As Parker Johnson looks like he loses a little bit, but Matt Job still working on Walterman there a little bit, still trying to work that inside line, but just cannot make it stick. Can't make that crossover move that we saw earlier, Zach.
No, sir, he cannot get it done in that 89. Not yet, at least. He's been trying everything possible in his book. Just hasn't been able to get the run. But Jason Fensler, he is running away here, ladies and gentlemen. He says 11 to go. I'm going to try to build the biggest gap as possible because he is just driving this 5 into a different zip code. And it's just showing, man, if you would have qualified, you know, like he put down in practice, this could have been a long race for the rest of the field with the clean air really suiting this 5 machine.
And then I know we're looking at the 99, but looking at the 9 in front of him with the 48, the 9's trying to make the pass on Parker Johnson. Johnson's fallen back away from Ray Lane, and Brad Ringer's right in front of that group too. So there's a lot going on as Justice nearly gets into the back of Johnson, coming out of 2. Ray Lane in front of him, trying to get Brad Ringer going into 3 on the high side. There's a lot of racing going on, Zach.
That there is racing all over this racing surface. Ringer, we've seen him very, very strong hanging on spots all night long. Ray Lane, though, he needs as many spots available to him as possible. Right now, that's 44, trying everything in his tool shed to get past the 76 to get more points.
And then behind him, Parker Johnson looking at this, kind of licking his chops. He knows there's a couple of points here, and he knows he's racing against Ray Lane as well. Going down the front stretch, it looks like he lets up a little bit going into 1, but you know his patience is running out. We're at 8 to go. Race checkered flag is coming soon.
Checker flag definitely coming soon. 8 laps to go here as you could blink and it'll be all over with here at the Iowa Speedway. Very quick times as I think Ray Lane finally almost going to be able to close the door. Just can't get it done. He was clear. Next time, if that is available, he needs to take that spot and slide up. Just was a little bit too late on the slide up. And now, down in 1 and 2, he's going to clear him easily. What a pass for Ray Lane. Back up to 3rd, even on the older tires.
And the 48 back there, Parker Johnson wants to do the same thing. It looks like he's trying to take that outside line. As he gets a little closer, I don't know if there was contact, but in the 4, they ran out of room. Going to the side of the 76, going inside turn 1. You know, Parker Johnson, another one of those drivers, needs every point he can. He's working over the 76 as hard as he can to get that extra point.
Trying to get every spot available to him in the 48 machine. Parker Johnson, what a run it would be tonight. 17th, trying to go to 4th. Here as he's going to make the pass off of 4. Great move from Parker Johnson. 17th to 4th for that young man. Very good run.
And then Justice Murphy back there. Walterman in the 99. Thorpe. This has gotten clustered real quickly. I'm wondering if the 76 is a little damaged. He seems to have lost a lot of pace in this past couple of laps as Justice Murphy on the bumper of that 76.
Yeah, definitely starting to lose a good bit of pace here in this 76 machine. I think it's some classic we've seen with the whole entire race. Just on the longer runs, that car starts to struggle and fade backwards. As now here comes the 9 Justice Murphy. Here comes the 99 of Dylan Waltman. He says, I'm going to put it up in the top lane, see if I can get the runoff down the back straightaway. Justice Murphy clears Ringer. Here comes the 99 of Walterman.
And then Matt Job on the inside, making it literally 3 wide. We talked about Job being consistent, but I don't think consistency is going to satisfy him. He wants more places. He wants to finish much higher and get more of those points. But Brad Ringer making it a little difficult.
This whole field definitely on top of each other. Here comes Trevor Earhart now after the spin. He's trying to drive possibly up into a top 5, top 6 position. It's now this field all stacked up with Brad Ringer there. Brad Ringer really the chokehold in this system is now Jason Fensler. 2 to go into 1. He's nearing that white flag. This race clicking off very quickly as this battle continues.
White flag, maybe nearly over, but it's not quite over. Oh, as it looks like they go 3 wide going into 1, coming at it 2. Trevor Earhart makes it stick. Oh, just barely enough. Goes to the inside of Brad Ringer. Looks like he's going to get 3 spots in 1 lap. Here we are coming to the checkered flag. Oh, man, this is going to get really nuts.
Yeah, definitely. So white flag in the air this time. That's the Freaky Fast white flag here. If you want to have your name, logo, or sponsor up here, contact us on our social medias and we can work it out as this battle continues on the last lap. Jason Finsler rounds out of turn 4, and he's going to win the regular season finale here and the regular season champion. Jason Finsler looks to go back-to-back with championships as he makes it to the playoffs. And man, oh man, what a race it was as Raider comes across the line. Second, third is going to go to Ray Lane. Fourth is going to be Parker Johnston. And Justice Murphy going to round out your top 5 as tonight's race was fantastic here at the Iowa Speedway.
Once again, Iowa doesn't fail to disappoint. Looks like Raiders showing maybe some displeasure there. But Jason Fensler, congrats to him. Great win. We know he started from 12th after a bad qualified time. And just a great job to him. And congratulations on the regular season win.
Yeah, definitely another win in his back pocket here as he celebrates on the front straightaway. Jason Finsler, it's so dominant. And now showing again why he's going to be the favorite entering these playoffs and trying to go for back-to-back season champion after winning the Truck Series last season. He's going to try to do it here in the Xfinity car. But again, congrats to Jason Finsler on the race win here tonight. We'll be back here in the next few moments as we get our top 3 drivers up here for some post-race interviews. All right, we are back here, everybody, at the Iowa Speedway for the regular season finale here at the Underdog Racing League. As we got our top 3 drivers up here waiting to talk to me. Let's first talk to our third place man, Ray Lane, after tonight. Maybe coming up a little bit short. We'll have to see what the points are next week to see if he made it, but he came out in here 18 points back, most likely. Needed a very good finish. Got that third place finish. We'll have to see if that's enough for him to get through, but we'll have to talk to Ray Lane here about his third spot. Hey, Ray, it's Zach up in there with you. Got a copy, man.
Oh yeah, how you doing?
Doing good, man. I tell you what, another solid run tonight in that 44 machine, man, up here running up front once again. And tell you what, great job holding on to that third spot there. Got passed by Brad Ringer there on the new tires, then was able, after the tires started to work back into your favor, able to get back by him, man. What a battle it was tonight, though, for you to bring it home third. Tell us how tough Iowa was.
It was really tough trying to pass people. Like if you got on the bottom, you couldn't have the momentum when somebody on the outside. It was really rough, and that's the reason I didn't pit that last caution.
Yeah, definitely. I think track position was definitely a huge factor there tonight for sure. Like you said, very tough to pass for sure. And man, I tell you what, it's still nonetheless a good run for you. Definitely made a lot of passes for us tonight. We got to watch that 44 machine, man. But came in here tonight close to making the playoffs, but probably just didn't have the enough starts really to have a solid chance at it. But we'll have to see how the points come out of it here at the end. But man, if you don't even make the playoffs, how you feel about going into the playoffs, at least the next, 5 races for the rest of the season?
If I make it or not.
I guess either way, because we don't know it yet. But I guess either way, if you make it, how do you feel about it? If you don't, what's kind of the plan from there?
Well, I mean, if I make it, I think it'll be it's gonna be a battle to beat Jason, that's for sure. Um, but it'll be fun. I actually think I was a little bit better than Jason last week at Pocono, but I kind of messed that up by hitting the wall and stuff. But I
Well,
think it'll
man,
be fun.
yeah, I think it's definitely gonna be a fun one to watch, nonetheless, man. But a great run again here tonight for yourself, Ray. Before we let you get out here, man, anybody wants to shout to?
Well, for one, y'all for broadcasting the race, the league for putting the league on, and my teammates for everything, and that's about it.
All righty, Ray, man, you have a great night, and we will hopefully catch you maybe in those playoffs. Hopefully, it all worked out for you points wise, man. And if not, we'll hopefully still see you out on the racetrack, buddy.
Oh, I'll be there.
All righty, man. You have a great night. And that was our third place finisher, Ray Lane in the 44 machinist. We'll move on now to our second place driver. Driver came in here locked in tonight in the playoffs with multiple wins this season. Robert Rader here in the 53, able to win both stages here tonight. Let's hear from him after a hard fought battle for a second place finish. Hey, Robert, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man.
I got you, Zach.
Hey man, well, a hard fought battle tonight, man. I tell you what, started up in that second spot, able to win both stages, but it seemed like cautions and just the way it all played out there, losing some track position with that contact, really came down to bite you there. Kind of take us through tonight, man. You were locked in, so definitely a hard fought battle with really nothing to lose.
Yeah, it was a hard fought battle. It was tough to pass tonight, unexpectedly. I kind of figured, the fastest person would be able to just get the lead and run away, and it really wasn't that way um, tonight because if you ever got back in traffic, it was hard to make your way through. So it was a very hard fought battle, and with Jason there, I think we had a couple of entertaining moments probably for you guys. Maybe less entertaining for me, but it was uh, it was a good race.
Yeah, man, it definitely was fun for us to watch up there, like you said. Maybe not the best end of the stick for you there, but definitely a good fight back for you to get that second spot, man. Now the playoffs they are starting next week. We head off to Michigan. We got Road America, Daytona, the National Fairgrounds in Las Vegas. I mean, that's 5 completely different spectrums of racetracks. I can only imagine what's going through your mind when we head off to the East, man. How you feel about it though? With definitely some good momentum, winning both stages tonight and running really good here.
Yeah, I mean, been super strong lately. So that's the good news. I think we had a race at Coda earlier this year that I was dreading. We went in there and had a shot to win that. Led a bunch of laps, so I feel a lot better going into Road America with this group of guys than I did Coda. That's really the biggest one that I have a question mark on. I think Fairgrounds could get a little dicey just because guys might be running each other over a bit. But we got a clean group of guys in here, so we'll probably be all right, and we'll be fast at most of those tracks there. So I think we got a shot at it. But Fensler's really quick. I think it's gonna take something. I don't know. We're gonna have to win a bunch of these races or have him have a little trouble here. I think to give us a really good shot, but we'll have a chance.
You definitely will, man. It's gonna be fun to watch you guys go to battle once it all starts off next week in Michigan. Man, again, congrats on the second here tonight, Robert. Anybody want to send a shout to before we let you go, buddy?
Just the standard. Wife and kids. My buddy Sean likes to watch these races. To everyone behind me when I was catching that car who didn't run into me, big shout out to all of them because I thought for sure I was about to get just absolutely decimated by somebody. So it uh, it was fun. Thanks you guys for doing the broadcast.
Well, thank you very much to Robert, man. Congrats again on second, and we'll catch you in the playoffs next week, buddy, at Michigan.
Sounds good. Thanks, Zach.
All right, that was our second place driver here tonight, Robert Raider in that 53. What a run again it was for him, as he was able to bring home both stages in second place. But the man of the hour, the man of the regular season, our regular season champion, Jason Finzer, now back-to-back wins after Pocono last week now to enter the playoffs. He's got that momentum back that James Loveland looked to take from him. Let's hear from the 5 of Jason Finzer. Hey, Jason, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, I tell you what, Jason, hard fought battle here tonight, man. Not the qualifying spot. I imagine you wanted back there in 12th, but man, what a drive for you up to the lead at multiple points there. Take us through the battle, because it was tough to pass out there for a lot of guys tonight, but you made the pass and look a little bit easier.
Yeah, it was, this track's a lot of fun. It's got options. Still hard to pass on, but at least you got some options to do with it. And yeah, I just didn't qualify real well. I kind of practiced qualifying the second lap on the bottom, never ran the bottom on the first lap, and it cost me quite a bit. But it was a hard fought battle. I hated what happened in turn 3 with Robert. There was nothing intentional there at all, and it just really sucks. He had a really good car, but clean air was key tonight.
Yeah, it definitely was. That was one thing that Robert definitely brought up too, is just about how crucial it was staying out front. I mean, we definitely see that as a huge factor in each one of these races, man. But coming down to the end there, it seemed like you were the quicker car behind them, but it was so tough to get the power down out of 4. We've seen you multiple times sliding out of 4. How tough was that to get the power down there on the inside of somebody?
Well, the only way you could really pass on the bottom is when you had new tires, and when you got new tires, they're pretty slick for the first few laps. So it only took a little bit to get crossed up, and that's what happened to us a couple times on the inside. So I just needed to kind of cool it and take it when you can get it, and finally we kind of got a run on them, and then we just kind of touched going into 3. I don't know if we were going for the same real estate or what, but I did see that. But I noticed the tires, I used the right front a lot all the way to the last stop, and in the last stop, once I got in clean air, I used the right rear more. So definitely changed the car a lot when you got in clean air.
Definitely some great information from you there, man. I tell you what, good momentum built up now before the playoffs start to kick off, man. Trying to go defend that championship from last season. Now back-to-back wins here at Pocono and Iowa. Kind of took some of that thunder away from James Loveland and momentum he had there after getting back-to-back wins. How critical you think that is, and how do you feel about the races coming up? Because I alluded to Robert also. This is such a broad spectrum of tracks. I mean, each and every track is a different place. I think it's going to be a wild playoffs.
It is. It's going to be real wild. There's some tracks in there that I probably need to go do some testing on just to try and find out where we're at on speed. But it's nice to have momentum going into the playoffs, but it's going to be tough. Robert and James and those guys are all going to be fast. We just got to be smart and race around them. If we race around them, we should be okay.
Yeah, man, it's going to be fun to watch you guys do battle each and every week in these playoffs. Also, the rest of the top 10 in playoffs. We'll have to see who those are later, man. But I tell you what, congrats on another win, man. It was fun to watch you guys do battle tonight. Before we let you get out of here, though, as always, anybody want to send a shout to?
Shout out to you guys. Great job with the broadcast. Family and friends tune in every week, and they really enjoy it. Happy birthday to my sister. She's got a birthday coming up this weekend, so happy birthday to her. And we'll see you guys next week in the playoffs.
All righty, Jason. You have a great night, buddy, and we will catch you in the playoffs, man.
Sounds good, boys. Thank you.
All right, that was your race winner of Jason Finzer here tonight in the 5 machine. What a night it was for him. Able to get another victory here at the Underdog Racing League. And what a hard-fought one it was. You heard from 12th to 1st for that 5 machine. Is we'll be looking to bring up our official race results here to see where your favorite drivers finished out the regular season finale. Man, what a great regular season this has been. And I guess you got to shout the Underdog Racing League for letting us be a part of it here at Freaky Fast Broadcast. But there it is, your race results up on the board. Jason Finzer bringing home another victory here tonight. Second's going to go to Robert Raider after a hard-fought battle win in both stages. Third's going to go to Ray Lane. Fourth's going to be Parker Johnston. What a great run. 17th to 4th for him, our biggest climber of the night. Fifth's going to go to Justice Murphy. Sixth is going to be Trevor Earhart. Seventh's going to be Brad Ringer. Eighth's going to go to Matt Job. Ninth's going to be Dylan Walterman. And 10th place, rounding our top 10's going to be Christopher Heights. As we look through the rest of the field, some of the big keys that I'm noticing, guys that really needed good runs here tonight, like Grant Thorpe, David Boyle, multiple drivers that really wanted to get into those playoffs, just not having the run they needed here tonight, possibly to get them through. Other drivers like Christopher Heights and Kevin Orlando trying to do their best to get through those playoffs. Looks like they may squeak through. We'll have to see how those points all shake up next week and see who our top 10 in those playoffs are. We'll bring all that information next week. But what a race it was here tonight at Iowa. Carl, man, I mean, tell you what, a regular season finale like this is only going to lead up to some more and more exciting racing that we got coming up in these next 5 weeks in the playoffs.
And Iowa's always an interesting track. It's a short track, but it races a speedway. Whatever they call it is. It's interesting to have this as the league because it's so entertaining, so fun under the lights. A lot of maybe overheated drivers, as we saw the 53 at the end there give a little bit of shove to the 5. So there may be a little bad blood there, if I can talk, and it'll be really fun to watch going into the playoffs.
That it will be. It's going to be so fun. Make sure you do not miss out on any of that action here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. So make sure you hit that subscribe and bell notification button so you can be notified each and every time we go live here on Wednesday nights. And each night we do go live here, as we got lots of other racing going on throughout the week here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting with all different types of cars, tracks, combinations, and commentators involved. So definitely do not want to miss out on all that action. But what a night it's been here, Iowa. Like I said, thank you all for tuning in. We're going to send it up to our producer, Robert Moyer Jr., to close out tonight's broadcast and let you folks know all about us.
All right. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, everybody out there, for tuning in. We do much appreciate it here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Make sure you go check out this broadcast later in the day. And also, I just want to say, go check out iRacing.com. If this is your first time checking out a simulation game, go to iRacing.com and you'll be able to sign up and get some free content and come out here and enjoy doing what these guys do week in and week out. But with that being said, season's over, ladies and gentlemen. We now get ready to start the playoffs starting next week. It's going to be very interesting as we're winding down this season here with the Underdog Racing League. Congratulations to Jason Finsler for getting a win here, ending the season and getting ready to go into the playoffs. So he's got high hopes, and everybody else got high hopes here to hopefully maybe, get a win here and maybe win a championship over Jason. They got a tough hill battle to climb, but it is possible. This racing is something that you don't know what happens week in and week out at tracks and certain stuff like that. But with that being said, our next televised broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, will be tomorrow night with Stars and Stripes. Make sure you go check us out tomorrow night at 9:20 Eastern, as we'll have Sam Dyer and Zach Hall calling all the action tomorrow night with them guys at Stars and Stripes. And then we're back on Saturday night with NISCC, the Cup Series, as they get ready to take on Auto Club. So, and that will be at 8:50 Eastern Saturday night. And then we have SRU on Sundays at 7:50. So we got a lot of content coming up throughout the next couple weeks here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting, and the best way to not miss any of that broadcasting or information we have, go check out our social media page of Freaky Fast on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook, and also here on YouTube. But with that being said, thank you, Carl. Thank you, Zach, from virtual side of Iowa here with iRacing.com and Freaky Fast Broadcasting. We want to say to everybody, have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Have a safe Thursday. But until tomorrow night, God bless everybody. We love you all. Peace out.